Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today I've got a build with a mixture of Dirk, Nowitzki and Kevin Garnett for you. So make sure he's a power forward and we'll move on. So for the body settings, I think both players are probably 7 foot. Dirk was listed at 7 foot and Garnett was listed at 6'11", although he's probably a quiet 7 footer. So make sure the height's 7 foot. In terms of the weight, we're just going to leave it at 245. Both players were listed around 240, 245 pounds. And I just found that to be the best weight for the build. In terms of wingspan, we're just going to bump that by 1 to get it to 7'3". Now, you might think it's a little small or a little short for a 7 footer, but you are playing as a power forward predominantly. So you are coming up against probably power forwards that are more like 6'8", 6'9". There's small forwards playing at power forward. Those seem to be a lot of the builds these days. So the 7'3" wingspan against other short power forwards shouldn't be too bad. Body shape's up to you and we'll move on. So the finishing part of this build is definitely going to be geared more towards Kevin Garnett. In saying that, we want to get close shot to 90. So that just unlocks a lot of the inside badges, gold Hall of Fames, hook specialist, grace under pressure, fast twitch, mouse in the house. Driving layup, I've pushed that to 73 just for some badge points as well. Obviously at 73 you unlock the extra badge point there. And it's just handy to have, if you ever get a backdoor cut, just to have something to finish with, which is why I've also put driving dunk to 67. That just unlocks the extra badge point at 67 as well. And I think at 65 you unlock some dunk animations as well. I think the quick drop-offs are in there, so they're really great badges to have just to secure that dunk and get those 2 points. Now for standing dunk, Kevin Garnett, definitely known as a bit of a posterizer, particularly in his Minnesota days. He was really athletic. So we want to get the elite big man contact dunks and we get them at 90. So we want to push standing dunk to 90. And post control, both players are really great in the post. So this is really core to the build to get at least 85, so we get all the Hall of Fame badges, post badges Hall of Fame. And if you notice, if you push it to 88, back down Punisher becomes 1 badge cheaper. And I had the extra badge attribute points to push it to 89, which unlocks an extra badge point as well. So make sure post control is 89. In terms of mid-range shot, we just want to push that to 86. So at 86 we get the 13 finishing badges, but we also get Green Machine Gold, as this is more part of the Dirk side of the build. He was a really good 3-point shooter and he could get really hot. So we want to make sure 3-point shots as high as we can, and I've got it to 82, which is the max. And at 82 you do unlock the gold limitless range. So that's a really great badge to have. Now for free throw, I've just pushed free throw to 83. Both players are really great at free throws. Dirk Nowitzki probably more so. He's part of the 50, 40, 90 club, so he's a really great free throw shooter. He shot around 90% for his career, almost 90%. And Kevin Garnett was pretty solid at the line too, so I think 83 is very good. Now for playmaking, we're just going to put pass accuracy up to 91. Now we could stop at 90 because all the badges are gold at 90. But if you push it 1 more, you do get an extra badge point, which could come in handy. So I suggest pass accuracy at 91, and that's all for playmaking. Now for defense, this is more geared towards Kevin Garnett again. So we're just going to push interior defense to 90. Kevin Garnett was a really great player, defensive player. So we want to make sure interior defense is really high. In terms of perimeter defense, sometimes you do get switched onto a guard, and Kevin Garnett was a really good defender, like I said. So we want to make sure we can at least guard on the ball to some degree. So I've chosen to get to 57, as that unlocks a badge point and also bronze pick dodger, which could come in handy if you want to equip that. Now for steal, we're just going to put that to 60 just to unlock this silver interceptor, which you unlock at 60, so that could come in handy. I think Kevin Garnett averages a few more steals than Dirk Nowitzki. I think Dirk Nowitzki's under his 0.8 steals and blocks for his career, so he's not really known for his defense. But in terms of block, we're going to push that to 89. Obviously, Kevin Garnett was a really great shot blocker, so we want to get this really high. At 89 we unlock the extra badge point, and at 88 we unlock gold rim protector. So we want to make sure blocks 89. Now for offensive rebound, we're going to put that to 86 and defensive rebound to 91. So 86 offensive rebound is still great, it's still really high, but we want to make sure defensive rebound's higher because this is a perimeter and an inside build, so you are going to be playing a bit on the perimeter as well on offense, so offensive rebound's not going to come into play as much, but you've still got 86 offensive rebound, which is great, and the 91 defensive rebound just unlocks the gold rebound chaser. Now for physicals, we're just going to put both speed and acceleration to 60. This is probably more of the Dirk Nowitzki side of the build. You know, he wasn't really quick, particularly in his later years. He was really struggling to run up and down the court. So this build's not going to be super fast, but I think 60 for a 7-footer is still pretty decent speed. Now strength, we're just going to leave strength at 65. That just gets bumped up with interior defense. Now vertical, we do need a 75 vert for the elite big man contact dunks. So we want to make sure that's 75. And for stamina, we're just going to put the rest on stamina for 90 stamina. And that's the build. So in total, we have 29 finishing, 26 shooting, 16 playmaking, and 32 defensive badges for a total of 103 for this Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Garnett hybrid build. To me, this looks incredible. You know, you could make this a center if you're not worried about how small the wingspan is compared to other centers this height. But at power forward, if you come up against a smaller power forward, these small forwards that end up having to play power forward, particularly in 5v5s, you know, you're going to have your way with them. They're not going to be able to stop you. In the post, inside, on the perimeter, they're just not going to be able to challenge your shot. You're just going to be too big for them. And you're just going to be able to lock them up, particularly around the rim. So I think it's a really great inside-out scorer with unbelievably good defense with a 7-foot frame. Now for the takeovers, I just put post-shot daggers. You know, both players are really great in the post. So I wanted to make sure my primary takeover was good for both players. And then I just chose spot-up precision just because I thought the finishing was a little bit better than the shooting in this build, so I wanted to give an extra takeover just to help with shooting a bit, and I thought spot up precision was a bit better than limitless range or limitless spot up. So those are the takeovers I've gone with, and as you can see, you've built a two-way 3-level scorer, shades of Tim Duncan, Wendell Carter Jr. and Jaren Jackson Jr. There are definitely shades of Jaren Jackson Jr. in this build. You know, he can post up, really great defender, can shoot. And you know, Tim Duncan, Mr. Fundamental, I'll have to do a build on him soon as well. But we'll take a look at the badges. Now for finishing, you definitely want something like Pack Down Punisher, Fast Twitch. You know, this is going to be more Kevin Garnett side of things. You know, Hook Specialist, Mouse in the House is great. Unstrippable is a great badge. Grace Under Pressure, Drop Stepper, Posterizer, Rise Up. You know, that could be a really great layout. You can also tinker with this if you want things like Fearless Finisher or Limitless Takeoff, just to help with those cuts. You know, post spins there, put back boss if you find you're getting a lot of offensive rebounds. You know, Lob City finishes there. You got a heap of badge points to put into finishing, and a lot of badges to use as well. Now for shooting, we definitely want Fade Ace because this is part of the Dirk's part of this build. So Fade Ace, we want Hall of Fame. You get Hall of Fame Fade Ace for this build, which is unbelievable. You know, Limitless Spot Up's great. Slithery Off Ball, Bronze is a really great badge to have Bronze. Now I would suggest if you can get Hall of Fame Sniper with your layout, you probably want that. I do notice a difference between Gold and Hall of Fame. Green Machine, Deadeye, Catch and Shoot. And with the 3 left, you might just want to chuck it on Silver, Hot Zone. And you know, Dirk was a really clutch shooter, so I feel pretty good. If I'm going to make a Dirk layout, I want clutch shooter in there as well, so that could be a good layout for Dirk. Now playmaking, this is really just get the core ones to help with fast breaks. You know, break starter, bullet passer. You know, you can get dimer, needle threader. You know, you're going to be playing in the post a lot, so you can get post playmaker, a bit of a boost. You know, you've still got 2 more to play with. You can upgrade break starter, or you can get gold diamond with this build and just make sure your teammates just never miss any kick out shots or shots off a fast break. It could be a really triple double threat build. For defense, chase down artists to get the animations: interceptor, pickpocket, rebound chaser, rim protector, pogo, intimidator. You got box out, brick walks gold. Tireless defender bronze, a fantastic badge, and you still got 2 left. If you're getting offensive rebounds, or if you want to get offensive rebounds, you can add some extra badge points when you start your career into defense and get worm. You can upgrade pogo stick. You can get defensive leader if you do like that badge. Post lockdowns here. You might want to put it on pick dodger in case you get switched and you get rescreened. So it's heaps. You got 32 badges in this build on defense, and you can make a really deadly defender out of this. All in all, that's the build. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a really great day.